Guys, it's Vince. Today in this video we're going to be discussing setting up your PC to be optimized for CNC system use. Now I can't tell you how many times a week I get message dealing with Mach 3, Mach 4, UC-CNC, Linux, you name it, I get questions on it. And usually it's potential clients telling me that they're having certain issues with software. Most of the time the software is being purchased with a system that they purchased overseas. And of course they're pirated copies. God only knows what registry entries have been modified. And they go to uninstall that software. They may even purchase a legit copy and find that when they reinstall it, they're still having glitches. And they tell me all the time, well, you know what, I've went to the add remove programs in Windows and I tried to remove the software, went through the process of reinstalling it, and I'm still having issues. Well, I'm about to break down the best tool I found for not only setting up new systems, but also configuring a system that's already been set up for CNC or business use. Now, regardless of what system you're using for, I use this software utility in basically every PC in my house because I can tell you once you've used it and tested it, this is just a priceless tool to keep your system optimized, clean, and again, as fast as possible. So this tool that I'm discussing is Revo Uninstaller. Now, many of you may be familiar with this, many of you may not be. You can see here, clean removal of any program from your PC. When I say clean removal, guys, when I tell you guys to uninstall Mach 3 or uninstall whatever CAD/CAM software you're using, I mean to say uninstall it in the method that it has never been installed in your system. Many of you think you do that by just going to add remove programs in Windows, which is not the case. And I'm about to prove that to you right now. We're going to come over here to my Revo Uninstaller Pro. Now, before I get into detail in this, first of all, you can download the free version of this. It gives you a full 30 days. It is not a tester series where you're limited to certain functionality. It's the full version. After that, for a year to purchase it. When I say a year, you actually own the software, but if you want to extend the updates past a year, you would have to pay for that. Now, many of you will not need to do that. I buy the software outright for a year. It's $24.95. When I say that, once again, you own the software, but you only get updates for a year. I look at it this way: for the cost of a pizza, to know that all my systems are set, this software is the best. Now that I've stated that, let's go in here and see what this can do. So I'm going to click on yes. You're first going to see this dashboard that pops up. You can see here it says all programs. And you can see here it says uninstall. So if I clicked on any of these programs, which I'm going to do, Mach 3 is right here. When I tell you guys to uninstall Mach 3, just to let you know, this is a brand new installed version of Mach 3. I did this minutes ago. As a matter of fact, you can see install date here, 5/15/2019, and again we see its size is 97.99 meg. Now when I click on this, you can see that the typical window comes up similar to what you'd see when you go to uninstall it, utilizing add remove programs in Windows. This is what's embedded in Mach 3 software, or whatever software you'd be actually running. This is the EXD to uninstall that piece of software. That being said, I scooted this window out of the way so you can see exactly what's going on here with Revo Uninstaller. You can see creating a system restore point and a full registry backup is disabled. Now, I chose to do that, guys. In my version, you can enable that. The unique feature of this software is once you enable that feature as far as it creating a system restore point, it will do that so that whatever software you uninstall, if you make a mistake, it's foolproof. You just go back and reinstall it. It's a one-click operation, and again, very, very smooth operating utility. Now, after that, step 2, analyze and starting the program's built-in uninstaller for default uninstall. Well, it did that right here. This is the default uninstaller that's built into the Mach 3 software. And then over here, number 3, after the program's uninstaller is finished, press the scan button to start scanning for leftover files, folders, and registry items. That is the power of this, and we're going to go over that. Scanning modes. You can see here if you're questioning what kind of scan modes there are, there's safe. You can see it gives you the defining factor of what safe is as we hover the mouse over it. It does the same thing for moderate. And moderate is what standard, is what I should say is activated standard with the software so that you can see exactly what goes on. Now, I've left it on moderate every time I've used this software. I've never had any issues. If you go to safe, you're still not going to have any issues for the guys that are really nervous in what they're touching. But for advanced users, guys, be very careful because, again, this software is serious. It will remove, and I mean everything. So be very careful with that. Just know what you're doing. Once again, I very, very seldom see a reason to go past moderate. So now what we're going to do is, before we go and touch any of this, you can see it won't even let me click on anything. We're going to go with the regular uninstall of Mach 3. This is no different than many of you would see as you uninstall the software and reinstall it. Okay, it's been uninstalled according to Windows. Okay, this is what typically you guys see. We click on Finish, and you think you fully uninstalled the software. So let's see if we really uninstalled everything. Right now she's doing her scanning, and she's going to go through the system. First, we're going to see our registry items, then any leftover files and folders. Okay, found leftover registry items. Keys 38, values 29. If we scroll through here, just look at all this crap that was left. And this is all stuff that's left in Windows, okay, in the background. You don't even know this is there. So what we do is select all. You can see the check boxes are now all filled in to those boxes, and I'm going to click on delete. Now it's going to give you a warning. Are you sure that you want to delete the selected items? Yes. Now it's going to go for found leftover files and folders. Look at this. Folders 72, files 524, total size 56 megs. It's really interesting. We're at like 99 megs for Mach 3's full install, and it left 56 megs of folders left on the system when I uninstalled it. So that gives you an idea of what possibly could be corrupted when we go for a general uninstall and then reinstall the software over it. You've got all kinds of things happening in the background, and that leads to potential stability problems, which again can be catastrophic in a business environment, let alone a CNC environment. So now what we're going to want to do is just give you an idea. Look at this crap. All stuff left over. Okay, so now what we're going to do is select all, and now you can see all the check boxes once again populate, and then we click on delete. Are you sure that you want to delete the selected items? Yes. Now Mach 3 has been completely uninstalled, and I can do this with any program that's installed in my system. Another super unique feature, I'm going to cover a couple unique features in this, is that Windows apps, now I'm running Windows 10 on this particular computer, and you can see all the stuff that's installed here. A lot of times, most of these apps you will not use, and I've removed quite a few, and you can still see the list that's still in the system. These apps take up space, they take up memory usage, which we're going to cover next, and they're not always the easiest to uninstall. With this software, you just click on it, and it will uninstall the app completely. And when I say completely, as if it was never in the system, you can see the uninstall button right here. Now, another unique feature, again, you do have browser extensions. It will list all the browser extensions that you have on your system. Okay, so again, lots of information here. Clicking on Tools, and this is where we get really powerful. We click on Windows Tools. Now, again, if you're using Windows 7 through 10 operating system, you're going to want to check out for any system you plan on utilizing for a CNC controller. You want to click on your resource monitor. This is probably one of the most potent tabs to actually review. You can see here my installed RAM, random access memory in my system, is over 32 gigs. Okay, the available memory, even though I have 32 gigs of physical memory installed, my available memory is right here. It's 25 gigs. And if you read, it says available amount of memory, including standby and free memory, that is immediately available for use. Let's see if it says that again. Immediately available for use by process drivers or the operating system. So again, guys, when you see this number, and many of you look and say, well, I've got this number installed in the system. Well, that's great. But what's installed in the system does not mean that you have that fully accessible for use. What you want to look at is how much memory you actually have accessible for use, because if the system resources that are running in the background, look at all these resources being run. Look at this. Look at this never-ending list. Okay? All of this stuff is being run in the background. Many of your PCs will be exactly the same, and if it's an older computer, it may even be a longer list, depending upon how much memory, or applications and software you have installed. So again, pay very, very close attention to this. If you notice that this available memory is ridiculously low, let's say for instance you have 8 gigs of memory installed and you're only showing 3 gigs available, I would highly recommend you bumping 12 to 16 gigs. Matter of fact, I don't recommend using any computer with less than 12 to 16 gigs for this reason, especially with these modern operating systems, because especially when you're incorporating CAD/CAM software, it's just a memory-hungry application, a lot of math being done. So pay attention to this. You know, this is the heart of your system. This is your memory. And now if we click on this tab, we can check our CPU usage. Okay, in which case I'm using an i7 processor. I'll have 7 threads here. You can see basically what's going on here. You can see everything that's going on. And this is great analytics for any system. You can see here my general CPU usage is bouncing around. It goes from 26 to 53. It'll go up and down. If you see this number abnormally high, let's say 70 to 80%, you better be doing something with the computer. If you're not, check your applications and make sure you shut the application that's causing that spike. And you can see here CPU, and then it says average. You can cycle this over a little bit. Let's see if we can pull this up. Here we go. And then we can scroll down. And you can see exactly what's going on here. You can see your threads, status is running, description, tell you exactly what's going on with the system. Okay? And this is extremely important to do any type of troubleshooting with your system. If you notice a rogue application that's acting up, you can come over here and most of the time end the application and see exactly how that actual implementation of doing that will affect your system. That's really what you want to do. If you're troubleshooting a system with software, the easiest way to do it is trial and error, and even write down the list, whatever you disable. I always recommend taking a legal pad and just jotting down what application you ended, and actually note to yourself what actual difference it made to the system. May make it smoother, may make the system unstable. When you're troubleshooting, there's not a definitive answer. You kind of got to do a little trial and error. It's inevitable. But using these 2 tabs will make your life much, much easier. You can see hardware reserve 51 in use, 6785, modified 133, standby 5500 megs, and then over here free 20, or basically 20 gigs. So again, looking at this, and you see exactly what's going on, and you see the actual physical memory in use, it's a lot of memory, guys. It's a lot of memory. And I'm running over 32 gigs in this system. This isn't, a toy. This is a real deal system. You guys that are running less than 12 to 16 gigs, pay very close attention to this. Okay? I've had clients and potential clients running, like Vectric Aspire on Intel Core 2 Duo processor systems with 4 gigs of memory and wondering why they're unstable. Again, it's real easy to see with this. So paying close attention to this, paying close attention to your CPU usage is going to guarantee you get the most out of the system. Now, that being said, some other super powerful features here. Junk files cleaner. Many of you guys are running systems that are older, secondhand. It could be anything. It might be a hand-me-down system. You can come into this junk files cleaner and select scan. And if I click that, it's going to go over my hard drive. You can see my hard drive's right here. And it'll pull up every junk file folder that's on here. And as a matter of fact, gives you a description panel on the bottom. And it'll allow you to clean all of those junk files. Now, of course, the neater and cleaner the system is, the more stable it is and the more speed you have. So it makes sense to one-click do this. I mean, you can do this on a regular basis to keep the system immaculate. That being said, we can come over here. Here's our history cleaner. Now, many of you guys will be going online with your system. Now, especially if you're using Fusion, Autodesk, depending on the CAD/CAM software you're using. If you're just using your system with Mach 3, that may not be the case. For those guys that are going online with their system, you can utilize the browser cleaner depending on your browser. You got Internet Explorer. I have Google Chrome. You can clear the history of visited internet web pages, temporary internet files, cookies, histories, you name it. The system will be immaculate with one click. Okay, coming over here up top to Windows Cleaner. Now, many of you don't even realize this stuff is in the background. Your clipboard, your recycle bin, thumbnail cache. I mean, you name it. Basically all the hidden files that are cached from programs, you can come in here, hit clear all, and this software will go through and basically clean everything. You also have a Microsoft Office Cleaner. You can do that as well. Many of you will be using Office, so it's very typical. And again, to keep the system immaculate, one click easy, go through the process, and you're done. Now, One of the most powerful features I love of this software, because I deal with a lot of proprietary information, is the evidence remover. I call it the government wipe, and basically what it is and when you execute this, it'll go through the hard drive of anything that's been deleted or any files and folders that you want to delete, I should say, and it will make it so that the files and folders are unrecoverable. And I want you to think about that. If you're dealing with finance, if you're dealing with, again, proprietary designs or CAM files that you're sending, emails that you're sending, whatever it may be as a backup that you do not want to be retrieved, once you run this evidence remover, it's gone. That's it. So again, use this with care, but it is a very, very powerful feature. Once again, you have unrecoverable delete. Basically the same feature. It's a security feature. Again, super, super powerful. And if you have any questions, you can just come down here once again to the description panel and break everything down for you so you know exactly what's going on. Backup Manager. I, once again, do not have the Backup Manager installed, mainly because I know exactly how to use this software and I know exactly what I use it for. However, for any novice that's getting involved with this and really wants to get the most out of the software, I highly recommend enabling the Backup Manager. You can see here it lists the name, operation, size, registry items, files, and folders. We can always expand this. And the hour of which the file was modified and manipulated. Very potent information. If you delete something, delete a program and you want to go back, just hit restore and you're done. Much, much, much simpler than going through the whole Windows system restore process and all that crap. You could always go back and simply reinstall the software, but let's say you manipulated something and you just want to get it back. This is still one of the quickest ways I found. Okay, if we come over here, and then this one is probably going to be the next most powerful feature of this actual utility. Many of you, I don't even know the numbers. Many of you don't even realize how many pieces of software and applications are running behind the scenes on your system. You usually don't have access to them. Some of them are limited as far as what's being listed. If you click on Auto Run Manager, you're going to find, especially on new systems, that there's a ton of proprietary advertising type pieces of software. There might be trials and whatnot. You may never even touch this stuff. It's using up system space, it's using up system resources, and you have the choice of turning them off. Now you can see right here, I have quite a list, and not all of these, of course, are active because I've went through and modified a lot of my system, again, because I don't use all this stuff. So you can delete these if you'd like, but if you uncheck the box, like let's say I go over here to Skype, I uncheck that, you can see Skype exe will no longer auto start. That will save system resources. Okay, if you want to check it back, which I just did, you can see it says status not running, the publisher, the description, launch path. Very, very powerful, guys. If you're just using a system for Mach 3, you just basically want to have anything that's dealing with Windows operating system running. Anything else, nothing. If you just want a clean system, that's the easiest way to go. If you don't have the horsepower, cut down on all the applications that are running in the background as much as possible. Okay, you can see here running, not running, invalid. It'll tell you everything. Super, super powerful feature. So again, you can see why I like this software. Try it out yourselves. Like I said, 30 days, it's unrestricted. You'll test everything. You'll get that system up and running the way it should be, and you'll clean it. I guarantee you'll find a lot of crap in most systems. I have found, I mean, even on new computers, I found a ton of stuff. And like I said, with the app remover, come over here. We go into the Windows app remover. It's so nice to be able to remove a lot of these, especially between, again, dealing with Windows 10 now where they're trying to, do the crossover between a smartphone. I just love being able to go in and just manipulate that. So again, take heed on that. Check out exactly, like I said, the description panel on any feature you have questions about. And again, I think now you guys have a really good, thorough understanding. When I tell you guys to uninstall whatever software it is, you want to do a complete uninstall. And that means CAD/CAM as well. A lot of CAD/CAM software leaves a lot of different registry entries that can be corrupted. And again, it just destabilizes the system over time. The older the system is, the more accumulation in the registry you get. And when that registry gets bloated, you'll always find different types of stability issues. So I highly recommend going through and utilizing this. Like I said, check it out. Once again, if you can afford it, I highly recommend you buy it. I mean, it's $24.95. You own it. The only difference is you only get updates for the year unless you do re-up it. But I've used the older copies forever, and I'll tell you what, I'm very happy with it. I've used it on past clients' computers. It works excellent. You can install it on other systems. They do even offer a remote version one, but I don't really see a purpose in it when you can install the standard version, on other PCs if required. So again, very cool software. I hope that this video has been helpful. Once again, guys, if you do have questions, please contact me directly for quotes, whatever it may be, storm2313@gmail.com. If you want to contact me through my eDealer Direct store on eBay, I will put that link in the description as well, along with a direct link to actually check out the software. You'll have two, one to buy it, one to check it out. Again, download it. I highly recommend it, and get these systems as stable as possible, guys. Clean out your computer regularly. Go through everything. If you're getting glitches with Mach 3 or any software, just uninstall it with this software and put it back in. I think you'll be super impressed with how clean the system acts as far as stability. And again, you will definitively see a huge difference in speed, especially on older computers, the more you clean it. So check it out. I once again want to thank all my subscribers, and to all my subscribers, or anyone else for that matter, or potential clients for that matter, that have been contacting me. I certainly mean no one disrespect. I've been trying to catch up. I've been very, very busy in the shop. I have a couple other designs that I'm working on. So please just we'll reschedule a call if we have to, or schedule whatever type of email communication we can get together. I will do my best to get in touch with you guys as soon as possible. Thank you all for your support. Take care.